lovely Aquarius, this is your March 2023 love and general reading. I'm Gemstone Tarot and this is for you if you're Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus, or you can be cross-watching if your sweetheart is an Aquarius. Okay, what do we need to know? I'm going to take two cards that will give us the energy. The birds are out already. The energy that we're bringing into the month, okay? What we're bringing in, what we're carting in as our smelly old luggage from 2022. And I think a lot of us have got quite a stinky old knapsack from 2022, haven't we? It was, I don't know, it was one of those years where we all began it with so much promise and said to ourselves, you know, cheers 2020 and 2021. Here we come, 2022. And then we were like, what fresh hell is this? So we're going to have a look at what we've rescued from 2022, what's promising, what's not, what you need to leave behind, what would be nice to take with us. And I'm not going to ignore you. Okay. At the end of the reading, I'm going to do a little mini pick a card. That's been going down really well. So I'm going to do three major arcana cards, 1, 2 and 3, and you can choose for yourself. Okay, so stay tuned, as they used to say in 1980s television. Let me just switch my phone off as well, otherwise we're going to get, 11:11 on my phone, Aquarius. 11:11. Let's have a look at your cards. Okay, so here's the stuff we're bringing with us. Here's the energy we're bringing with us. Here's what we're working with, okay? Rather like this card, it's the 7 of Pentacles, and it's, you know, you've got all of this magic root ball system underneath here and so much growth that's going on under the surface. You know, it's earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, the signs that take their time and are very kind of connected to the earth. It's a very yin energy, the energy of building something, growing something, sourcing something, and also something having roots. What is becoming more and more important to you as the year goes on, and this probably comes out of your experiences from 2022. I'm just going to go like that so you can see the card a bit better. That's better. Is a sense of survival. I think you started off with just a survival mechanism. And obviously all trees and plants and flowers and stuff that grows needs to grow. And the basic tenet of survival is surviving in the first place, growing, not dying, you know, not kind of withering. And I feel like some of you have been in a position where it was that, you know, rather than choosing, it was more like firefighting. And there's a time and a place for that in our lives. It happens, doesn't it? You know, it's not all, I was going to say glitter and unicorns, but I wanted to say shits and giggles. It's not all shits and giggles, all glitter and unicorns. Sometimes it can be a bit of a slog. And I remember, just drinking some ginger tea, I remember doing lots of readings for you in 2022 that were about revelations and finding things out and things coming to the surface. And even with some of you, it was about secrets, what people didn't tell you, what you needed to know, all of that kind of vibe. And I guess in a lot of cases, you found out what you needed to know. And you got to the bottom of what it was. And you probably ended up, you know, for good or for bad, you know, or even voluntarily or not, you ended up with the information that you needed. Then we get the Queen of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. It's a water sign card. But more importantly, when you look at the Queen of Cups, there's this energy of kind of spiriting something up from the bottom of the depths. Okay? Now, of course, you're an air sign and you're a fixed air sign, Aquarius. So you do have that very rational side. You do have a very clear focus when you want one, actually. But there's something here. You are, of course, in astrology, the water bearer. And there's just something here of a crossover into water energy. So those of you that have Pisces, Cancer or Scorpio, like Moon, Rising, Venus, or in your chart, you've got water in your chart. I just feel that you have almost, you're kind of blessed really with the ability to know things. You know, Tyrion, Game of Thrones, I drink and I know things. It's that energy with the Queen of Cups. I mean, to be honest with you, especially the King of Cups, he likes a tipple. He likes a tipple. He's got 2 bloody cups. He's got like the massive goblet and then the smaller wine glass. You can imagine him like splitting the bill at the restaurant and everybody's, oh my God, don't let the King of Cups come. Do you know what I mean? He'll have one of those glasses that actually holds a pint of wine and they're like, well, I only had 1 glass. So just imagine that feeling you get from the King and Queen of Cups of being a bit transformed and a bit psychic and a bit able to sense what the F is going on. And I feel like you have been blessed or cursed, whichever way you want to look at it, with that ability, and you've used it in the last 7 months or so. Okay, so where would we be going back to? February, January, December, November, October. It's the only way I can do it. September, August. Okay, now some of this, as we've said before, may have particularly flared up for you around the time of October, November. We had some eclipses going on in October and November. Mercury went retrograde, and also we had Scorpio season. And it was horrific. I tried to pretend at the time, well, I didn't even pretend, but I tried to style it out a little bit at the time, and then I gave up. So on my daily channel, and by the way, do hit the subscribe button if you want to get my daily channels and my love readings and stuff about my cats and whatnot. Hit that subscribe button and hit the like button if this is resonating with you, because it just helps the video be visible to other Aquarians who are drinking and knowing things. What was I talking about? I can't even remember now. So anywho, I'm just going to go on to say that you are prescient in a way that is blessing and curse. You can't do anything about it. And I think this vibe is going to continue. And it may be to do with water sign people in your life, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And it may be just to do with emotional issues, which are ruled by the water cards. So you have this power of divination, use it wisely. Or even use it unwisely, but just use it. Okay? Then this brings us to the 8 of Cups. Well, what can I say? 8 of Cups always sees a figure walking away from the cup. So if you look at it as a story, right, here's the cup right in front of the Queen of Cups. So she knows what's there. She's divined it. She's fathomed it, if you want to use a water measuring term. Fathoming, love that. And then here, the person is walking away. They're like, I know what's in this cup. I know what it feels like, tastes like, looks like, and yet I must put a bit of distance between me and this cup. Now this can come up if you are putting distance between you and a person, and that distance can even be breaking up with somebody. It can be breaking up with one aspect of their behaviour, such as, and this may be trivial, but it's not in some cases, if someone's always late. You may say to them, do you know what, I'm giving this, well, not even giving it 10 minutes, I'm giving it a minute or two, and then I'm going out. And who knows who with. Do you know what I mean? That can be 8 of Cups behaviour. It's making a decision that you are more important than this or them. It's literally self-love in the most brutal sense. And self-love, often, it's all a bit, strokey-feely, swinging the old incense, and looking at the mirror and telling yourself that you're amazing and all that sort of stuff. I'm not talking that kind of Hallmark self-love, Love me a Hallmark movie on a Sunday, I do. But I'm talking the brutal kind. And what happens is with self-love, and you'll know this because I reckon you've experienced it in the last 7 months, could be the last 7 weeks or even the last 7 days. I feel like, and I can't wait to do your pick a card at the end actually. And by the way, if this does resonate as well, I'm sorry I got so into it. Well, I'm not sorry, I should get into it. If this resonates and it is your story, there will be an extended reading. There is every month, and it will be the first link in the description box. Okay. So, Eight of Cups, you are, and sometimes it's involuntary, you're moving away from some aspect about a relationship, and it's normally a romantic one because we've got the cups, but it can be a work relationship or a family or friend, okay? You're moving away emotionally. You're stationing yourself differently. You're refusing to come near to that aspect of someone. You're refusing to accept something. Now, if you're single and you're looking at getting back out there, you know, dusting off the old disco pants, dusting off, flinging away, putting away the apple packers that you've had for winter, and, you know, getting out the old glittery pants and getting on Hinge or whatever it is, Match.com, I don't know. It may be that your standards have changed. And by God, do you need standards for that? You do, don't you? Because you know what it's like, you kind of, especially you empaths out there, and I think a lot of people miss the fact that a lot of Aquarians can be very empathic. So a lot of people miss that, and do leave me a comment, please, if you're an Aquarius and you're empathic, because I like to gather data on all the star signs, particularly the data that people normally miss. I feel like if you went for it before in the dating world, whether it was in real life, online dating, or a mixture of the two, you're different now to how you were before. It's like the old me, nope, that's gone, and you're going to have to get up pretty early to catch this worm. That is the feeling I'm getting for you, and I applaud it, and it will pay off dividends. Okay, I'm just turning my heater down. Or am I turning it up? Oh shit, I'm turning it up. No wonder I was baking myself with this heater. Let me just turn that down. Okay, let's look. Let's have a looky-see. Let's see what's going on with your love life. What do we need to know, please? For Aquarius. Oof, hello. That one. Oof, and that one. Oh, ooh. Okay. Oof. Oof and a woof. Right. God, so many cards want to come out. It's like putting your hand up, you know, at a primary school. Can anyone tell me the answer? And they're like, me. Right. Oof. Down, boy. Okay. So, we've got the lovers. The lovers. So hot, this card, isn't it? I mean, it's completely gorgeous. I love the Lightseers Tarot. I love the artwork. I love the colours, especially the colours. Such good colours. She did such a damn fine job of this deck. Okay, so we got the lovers. It's technically Gemini energy. It is the energy of making a choice. Again, it's about making a choice. You've got choices coming up. You've made choices and you've got choices. You know, with the lovers, it used to be called the choice. The kind of old-fashioned way of looking at the lovers is when you have people, like a man with two women, you know, and it's like, oh, who will he choose? You know, that kind of vibe. But it's more about a choice in general, and it can be like a two roads diverging type choice. And very often, and I feel like this is the case for you, Aquarius, and we'll have a look in the pick a card at the end, I think that will become very clear. It feels like two roads are opening up in a situation which you probably don't even quite feel straight away are opening up, but they are. And what you do next, and I would say this was between now and April the 20th when we have an eclipse, I know, and also March the 20th when the sun moves into Aries, which I rather like the look of, and there's a lovely new moon in Aries as well. But anyway, we have a feeling of you peeling off one way or the other. And for some reason, I feel the way that you go is going to surprise you, okay? So the Lovers, and I may take a couple of cards on the Lovers to clarify as well. The Lovers turns out to be the choice. And then we've got this Five of Wands, a feeling of battling through something. I don't know, it can be crossed wires. If you look at the style of the Five of Wands, there's a sense of cross communication, crossed wires, a need to get clear on something with somebody. For some of you, this is someone you communicate with more online than you do in real life, or maybe they're even in a different town or country to you. For some of you, I don't know if this is an ex that you're not in a complete relationship with, but you're not completely out of a relationship with either. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to take a couple of cards here for the Lovers. Interesting as, okay. So the two cards that I get for the Lovers are the Two of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. So if we look at the Two of Pentacles, what is this? Jupiter in Capricorn. So Jupiter being a planet of expansion and luck, and Capricorn being a planet of restriction, or being a sign of restriction and caution, okay? This is you kind of trying this situation about this person on. About whether you want to push it this way, push it that way, whether you want to make the boundary like this or the boundary like that, or whether you can, and again, because you've got Capricorn energy here, it's about you pushing and finding your boundaries with this person. And then the Eight of Wands. I actually love the Eight of Wands as a card. I mean, it looks like it is. You know, it's gorgeous energy. You've got this kind of glittery rainbow. And if you look at the difference between the 8 and the 5, can you see the restriction on the 5 as compared to what the 8 looks like? You know, the 5 has got all this sort of firefighting and strife and kind of crossed wires and trying to make something happen, and who's there and who's not there and who's next and all that kind of energy. Whereas the Eight of Wands, a bit like the Eight of Cups, because 8s are always movement in tarot, and this is distancing yourself emotionally from something. The Eight of Wands is about moving towards something with quite kind of spirited, sometimes sexy, fire communication. So it's momentum, it's communication, and it often comes after there's been a period of stagnancy. Is that a word? Where things have been stagnant, and also where there's been no communication. You know, where there's been a lull or a suspension or a kind of hanged man energy. Okay. So I feel like there will be it could be a spirited talk. It could be it could be that you don't say an awful lot. This is also the card of the reunion. You know, it's right there on the Lovers. We can all see what that card looks like and where it's going. There may not be Netflix anymore, but there is chill. Do you know what I'm saying? So it can be a getting together card as well, because it's momentum and it's communication, and frankly there may be a lot of body language rather than talking. You know what I'm saying. Let's put those over there. Okay, are there any obstacles here that we need to look at, please? What do we need to know about, especially to do with this Lovers? Oof, with the choice. Gosh, that's nice. Love that card. Oh, hello. Card overboard. Right. Oh, another 2. Definitely weighing things up, making a choice coming in here. Even if this is someone that you've only just met or you're only just meeting in this month, there's going to be choices straight away. Nice. This is lush. Okay. So looking at obstacles, we've got the Empress. It's quite difficult to even think of the Empress as an obstacle card, because the Empress, of course, is pregnancy, fertility and growth and things happening and, you know, the potential. What you're going to be looking at with this whole relationship scenario is, does it have the potential for growth? And also there's Venus energy here. Does it have the potential to protect my vulnerable heart, is what you're asking. And we don't know the answer yet. This is very open at the moment. We've got the Two of Wands, which again is somebody looking out over the horizon with two wands. And it's again a card of looking out, thinking. It's what I call the city limits card. You're making a decision, sometimes about geography or distance, okay? And then we've got the Fool. And the Fool, of course, is being ready to start again, being ready to take a risk, being ready to have faith in something. And it's right under the Eight of Cups. What your greatest challenge might be is having faith in something or someone, or having faith in a new beginning. And I wouldn't blame you after what I think you've been through, because that's what I'm feeling. Then we have the Page of Swords. This again is my internet card, my communication card, and also I knew you were going to get this card. And also your High Priestess. There she is. Queen of Cups, High Priestess. Believe it or not, Aquarius, you have all the answers right now. It's just a question of tapping into them. And also, because you have got this Lover's energy, and I'm just about to do your pick a card, there is still this energy of, I don't know, this is quite a, for some of you it's quite a hot connection. It's quite a chemistry driven connection. You might just fancy the pants off each other or fancy the pants off this person. And I think that sometimes clouds the communication gateways. But you know, sometimes that's just such a lot of fun. Do you know what I mean? Let's do the pick a card. Right, so the pick a card's very simple. It's just 1, 2 or 3. I don't even need to timestamp it because they're going to be quick. And then in the extended reading, I am going to look at the Lovers and the Eight of Cups. And how do they feel about me? I'm going to look at what the potential is in a relationship and if they're hiding anything, because I want to know. And I expect you do too. So if you're after that, once this is done, it's the first link in the description box. Right, choose pretty quickly. You don't need to like hither and thither about it. 1, 2 or 3. Do you like my little cutouts there? Made them myself. Thank you very much. Yes. So if you chose number 1. Nice. The Magician is Aquarius energy. You particularly are going to get very accurate downloads about this person. And those downloads are going to allow you to almost conjure up a decision. You are going to, it feels like, create magic, and you can almost, in fact, entirely manifest the outcome that you want. So take on the energy of the Queen of Cups and the High Priestess, because if you see it the way you want it, that's the way it's going to be, okay? Count on yourself as the Magician. The Magician for me is Sun in Aquarius. Number 2. And these 3 cards I will use in the extended reading as well. We will take them further. Number 2, you need to let your head rule your heart. You've got the Justice card, Libra card, very air sign energy, but also with love, with Venus. So number 2, you may need to take the chemistry and all of the hotness and all of the kerfuffle and whatnot out of the equation and see if you can rule it with your head. Okay, this is very important, to be rational and to not be swayed by feelings, even if you have to compartmentalize for a short time just to make your decision. Okay. And number 3, number 3, you almost trumped number 1, and I bet you wanted number 1 as well. The High Priestess. So that's double High Priestess energy. You need to do the opposite of number 2 and sink yourself into the esoteric, into tarot, into dreams, You could even ask Archangel Michael for a sign or for a message, because the information is going to come to you in the 5D. And the relationship you have with this person may well be very 5D and very telepathic. Woof. Okay, I am going to go and do the extended reading. Come and join me for fun frolics and lots of channeled messages. And thank you for being here, Aquarius. I like your reading. Leave me a comment and I'll see you soon. Namaste.